The exchange of fire on the northern border between Israel and Hezbollah continues to make headlines, and it's no small matter. Hezbollah is not just a fundamentalist group. It is considered one of the most powerful paramilitary organizations in the world, with a political arm that has significant influence in the Lebanese government. This recent escalation of tensions is actually the continuation of a conflict that reached its peak in 2006.
Are you interested in learning about the causes, development, and consequences of the Lebanon War?
Alright, then stay until the end of the video. First, let's put ourselves in context. As a reminder, the State of Israel was created in 1948, and shortly after several Arab countries, including its northern neighbor Lebanon, declared war on it. Lebanon participated directly or indirectly in the subsequent wars throughout the second half of the 20th century. Until the 1970s, the country was known as the Switzerland of the Middle East for its prosperity and economic and social stability. However, its enormous religious diversity, which included Shiite, Sunni, Christian communities, and in its curse. In 1975, the Lebanese Civil War broke out, confronting various factions. Israel intervened in the conflict with the aim of expelling the Palestine Liberation Organization. However, what is most relevant to us in this context is the emergence of Hezbollah, a Shiite, anti-Semitic, and fundamentalist militant group backed by Iran. The point is that after the end of the war in 1990, Israel kept its troops in southern Lebanon until the year 2000, except in the Sheba Farms area. This generated widespread rejection of the Jewish state by the Lebanese population, which boosted the rise of Hezbollah as a defender of the country's sovereignty. By 2006, Hezbollah had consolidated itself as a significant political force and a powerful militia, with anti-Semitism and the destruction of Israel as its main objectives. For this reason, even after the Israeli withdrawal from Lebanon, the northern border continued to be the scene of constant skirmishes. In addition, other external events, such as the Israeli withdrawal from Gaza in 2005 to strengthen its northern flank, and the escalating conflict in Iraq following the American invasion of 2003, contributed to the increase in tensions in an already highly conflictive region. In this context, we move forward to July 12, 2006. That day, Hezbollah militants launched an attack against an Israeli border patrol in northern Israel, resulting in the death of 3 soldiers and the capture of 2 others, who were taken to Lebanon. Hezbollah justified this offensive as part of its resistance against the Jewish state and as an attempt to achieve the liberation of Lebanese prisoners detained by Israel. For Tel Aviv, the attack was perceived as a blatant violation of its sovereignty. The then Prime Minister, Ehud Olmert, classified it as a casus belli and ordered a large-scale military offensive in southern Lebanon with the aim of destroying Hezbollah's military infrastructure, recovering the kidnapped soldiers, and restoring deterrence in the region. Thus begins the Lebanon War of 2006. This lasted 34 days and was developed around the following key events. Between the 12th and 19th of July, Israel launched massive airstrikes on southern Lebanon, attacking areas controlled by Hezbollah, and the country's infrastructure, including airports and roads. In response, Hezbollah fired rockets into northern Israel, hitting major cities like Haifa. After intense bombings, Israel deployed ground troops in southern Lebanon with the aim of destroying Hezbollah's fortified positions. However, the incursion met fierce resistance as Hezbollah militants took advantage of the mountainous geography of the Hermon Range to carry out a guerrilla war. In addition, they used guided missiles and an extensive network of tunnels, which further complicated the advance of the Israeli forces. Despite being numerically and technologically inferior to Israel, Hezbollah demonstrated a surprising ability to resist the attacks. After a month of intense fighting and a growing humanitarian crisis in Lebanon, the UN Security Council approved Resolution 1701 with 15 votes in favor, with no abstentions or votes against. This resolution demanded both parties to negotiate a total cessation of hostilities. That same day, August 12, 2006, the leader of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, said that his militia would comply with the demand for a ceasefire, conditioning the cessation of attacks against Israel to the withdrawal of Israeli forces from their territory. The next day, the Israeli cabinet approved the resolution with a unanimous vote of 24-0. Thus, the ceasefire was officially implemented on August 14th. After 33 days of intense fighting, over 1,100 Lebanese, mostly civilians, lost their lives and about 1 million were displaced. In Israel, approximately 160 people, including soldiers and civilians, died. The infrastructure in southern Lebanon was severely damaged by Israeli bombings. And one of the main roads in the capital, Beirut, also suffered significant damage. Although Israel could be considered the military victor by inflicting superior material and human damage, Hezbollah achieved a political victory. The jihadist militia, classified by several countries, emerged strengthened and was perceived in the Islamic world as the moral victor of the conflict for its resistance to the Israeli offensive. This increase in popularity was reflected in a notable growth of their political support in subsequent elections. As for Israel, numerous analysts pointed out deficiencies in the military strategy and decision-making of Ehud Olmert's government. The inability to free the kidnapped soldiers or to decisively defeat Hezbollah sparked intense internal criticism. For its part, the UN, after the approval of the resolution, reinforced the United Nations interim force in Lebanon, which had already been present on the border since 1978. Finally, the war exacerbated tensions between Israel and Iran, as Hezbollah is considered Tehran's main ally in the region. In addition, it deepened the division in Lebanon between those who supported Hezbollah and those who opposed its militarization. Today, the threat of a new conflict is imminent, especially with the increase in tensions following the Hamas attack on October 7th. In the event of a new war, Israel would face greater difficulties as Hezbollah has significantly strengthened since then. Let's hope, for the sake of the region, that the skirmishes do not escalate beyond this. Do you think a second Lebanon war will break out in the short or medium term? Don't forget to leave your comment and subscribe to the channel. Also, I'll leave in the description my social networks, and in case you want to see the new videos in preview and have a greater interaction with me, your donations on Patreon, on Hermanito, Donate, or channel members are welcome. Until next time.